You know, one of the reasons I make videos like this, because I just get sick to the teeth of seeing YouTube content providers crying all the time about what they're doing. Everyone's crying about what they're doing, and people have been crying about it forever. You know, the Alex Jones and the Russell Brands and the David Ikes and you know, Candice Owens is you know, on the bandwagon now, and you know, there's a lot of them, isn't there? They're all like, oh, they're doing this and they're doing that. Well, I just go, what the fuck are you doing then? What the fuck have you been doing for thousands of years? What have you been doing? You know, they're humans like you, hopefully. If they're not, we're fucked. But if they are humans, they're just like you. And we've seen how people just like you, when they rise up through the fucking echelons of the hierarchical system, they get money and power. Very, very quickly they're looking down at you and they've got their boot on your face, haven't they? Look, the last instant that is very prominent in my mind is during COVID, when Schwarzenegger said, "Screw your freedoms." Yeah, screw your freedoms. That's what they think. Screw your freedoms. As soon as they've got a bit of money, a bit of power, and they're in with the in crowd, they don't give a fuck about you, because they're just so glad they've risen up out the fucking mile. And so, look, people, throughout, you know, millennia, intelligent people have been talking about the scum in the street. What the fuck are you gonna, what are we gonna do with them? They're fucking scum. They do this, they do that, oh, they do any number of things. It's all fucking evil and pointless, mostly. Oh, there's some nice things here and there, but mostly it's evil, people. And so, well, people have to take control. That's why we have to have government. We have to have people who govern your mentality, govern your mentalisms, and so that's what we've got. And when you watch these debates with, you know, the big people around the world, Gates and the top AI people and everything, they're all talking about what the world needs, and it needs this and it needs that. And I just watched one, Bill Gates, of course, with people like you know, Tony Blair, and now even they're all coming together, you see. You think Trump's on your side, some of you, all Trump's the boy. Well, Trump openly stated that Tony Blair is a very good man. He's a very good man. And only, you know, 10, 15 years ago, I don't know, maybe 20 years ago, you know, he was the one that, you know, was lying about weapons of mass destruction and all the rest of it. And of course, he's a member of the Fabian Society, and he's been trying to bring in digital IDs for fucking 30 years and all that stuff. They're not your friend. None of them are your friend. And if you got money and power, you very quickly will be thinking like them also, because that's human nature. We just start to make certain realises. We go out into places of opulence and we've got money and power. Then we don't want to travel with the peasants. No, we want private jets. We want to get away from those. And then we want to go and eat in the best restaurants on the planet. We don't want to be eating with scum, smelling like fags and weed and burping and farting. No, we don't want to mix with those. You know, we want to raise up in the hierarchical system. So I swear that that's where I have lived for a long, long time. Many lives I've been at the top of the hierarchical system, but this time around it seems that I opted to come down into no man's land, and I can observe those, and I can observe the peasants in the street, and I'm in the middle, I'm in the mean, I'm in this realm where nothing ever will affect me. You see, that's where I am. I don't care about anything either way. I just got my Coke and popcorn and I'm watching the shit fest. And so I make these videos to just bring you a wake-up call that why are you always espousing that you're fucking victims and they're doing that to you and they want to do that to you? Why don't you do something for yourself? Why don't you get your shit together? Why don't you look around the world and see where there's a beautiful little place where you can go and live and build your log cabin or live in a tiny little village away from all this? And okay, if they start chipping and start doing this and start doing that, well, it's going to take some time before they get right into the outback or into the mountains or obscure places on the world, isn't it? Why don't you go and do that? Why don't you, like Candace Owens is always advocating, take your kids out of the indoctrination camps? Why do you leave them at the mercy of the state? Because all they're going to do is turn them against you, aren't they? By the time you've got young teenagers, they're going to be calling you all different sorts of evil criminals. And so you just send them to school, don't you? Because you don't even think about it and you can't even be bothered about it, can you really? So you get everything that you deserve and then you go, oh, they're doing it to us. You're doing it to yourselves. Every single one of you is doing it to yourselves. I'm not subject to it. Why is that? I'm just not subject to it. I'm not subject to you idiots down on the bottom rung of the fucking ladder. I'm not subject to them up there. What do? I live like a king. Snug as a bug in the fleece of the beast. That's where I am. That's my bag, babies. What's your bag? Victims? Oh, goody.